misinformation, fake news, or facts that are twice or fabricated for the purpose of making jokes to be serious or political. Hoax generally aims to have fun or humor. However, hoax can also be used as propaganda tools for political purpose. For example, doing imagery or vice versa, deteriorating the image of person or group. So, in my opinion, the hoax situation in Indonesia is quite widespread. Indonesian people are still very difficult to distinguish or sort out which news is true and which is hoax news. So it is very easy for them to receive all incoming information and immediately share or repost all the news without being examined first whether the information is correct or not. So for you guys, don't forget to sharing before sharing.
Okay, in this internet era, people are able to provide various facilities that are able to answer people's need for information and utilization for socio-economic interest. However, neither impact of the present of the internet offers a wide space for the present of information or fake news about an event that is troubling the public. As you can see beside me, there are statistical data on the findings of hoax issues in Indonesia for the period August 2018 to March 2020. It is clear that from month to month each year there is an increase and decrease in hoax issues, totaling 5,156 hoax issues found. The findings of the issues of this hoax turned out to be divided into several categories that you can see and read on your respective screen. Yes, from the statistical database side, we know that the internet has been misused by certain individuals for personal and group gain by spreading negative content that cause unrest and mutual suspicion in the community. In 2021, the Ministry of Communication and Information noted that the number of users in Indonesia has reached around 132.7 million people. Data from the Ministry of Communication and Information state that there are around 800,000 sites in Indonesia that have been indicated as spreading false information. The Kata Data Insight Center or KIC survey in collaboration with the Ministry of Communication and Information and Cybercrime also claims that nearly 60% of Indonesians are exposed to hoaxes when accessing the internet. When compared to other countries, Indonesia still occupies a country that has fewer crime rates than several other countries, including India. In India, fake news continues to be a growing threat. This can be seen from the damage caused by fake news on social media increasing due to the growth of internet penetration in Indonesia, which increased from 137 million internet users in 2012 to more than 600 million in 2019 and is still growing. In India, is the largest market for WhatsApp with more than 230 million users. In India, the most dangerous platform for hoaxes is WhatsApp. It is proven that in 2018 there are more than 20 Indians who died due to a series of murders in India, which occurred after being triggered by false news or hoaxes about kidnapping, theft, and sexual harassment spread through this messaging platform that targeted victims. It was found that less than 50% fact-checked in the information received before forwarding it, and 13% never fact-checked the message before forwarding it to someone else. And until now, the number of hoax rumors from the platform continues to increase in India.
Okay, as we know, when we talk about hoaxes, we should already know that we must be more careful to read and find out whether the source of information is true or not. In this case, the immunization vaccine conspiracy hoax, immunization often get rejection from the several groups, the public, because of incomplete, untrue, or hoax information. One of the hoaxes about immunization vaccines that are quite viral is issue of conspiracy to separate virus on or the source through vaccines. It is reported has the vaccine used for immunization contains animal cells, virus, bacteria, and blood. And then this untrue issue has had tremendous impact on the stigma of Indonesia society about immunization. As a result, people are hesitant and even afraid to give immunization to their children. Maybe that's it for me, and thank you.
I'm Saran Mustafa Kamila, and I will discuss about the media and how hoaxes can be spread. First of all, the media that most often contain hoaxes is social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which will also spread through online chat platforms such as WhatsApp and Line. This happened because the use of social media is currently growing rapidly and allows everyone to be able to exchange information with fellow users of the media. The existence of the internet as an online media makes information that has not been verified true or not will spread quickly. In just seconds, an event can be directly spread and accessed by internet users through social media. In addition, hoaxes can be spread because Indonesian people easily trust all online information they receive. This is based on a survey conducted by Kantar TNS that 61% of Indonesia easily trust online information. In contrast to the world's population, which only reached 35%. As a result of that belief, hoaxes will eventually be spread. There are many reasons that make people spread hoaxes according to a survey conducted by the head of Public Relations Division of the Indonesian National Police, Setiawastito. The reasons people spread hoaxes, 48% is because the news came from people they trust. 31% is people that felt that information was useful. 18% reason that they thought the news was true, and the last 3% reason that they wanted to be the first to spread the news. Meanwhile, the spread of hoaxes through mass media and print media fortunately is very rare, even though they get most of the information through social media, because of the editors had their job with checking the truth of the information first before reporting it.
Hello everyone, my name is Ilham Jafe, and on my section I will be the one that inform you guys about how to deal, be cautious, avoid and discern between real news and a hoax. So as explained by my fellow team member earlier, hoax is everywhere and there is no certain way to stop it unless you want to take everyone's freedom of speech and their internet privilege, which is to say very extreme. So let's scratch that off, because obviously not a very promising idea unless you all went on an uproar, uprising, destruction, left and right. So rather than stopping it, let's take this moment for me to tell you all again how to deal, be cautious, avoid and discern between real news and a hoax. So the first thing that you could do is to not easily get provoked by the news title. A lot of news media journalists, editor, content creator use a catchy title that often more than not could be misleading and have different meaning within the content. We could call this a clickbait. This kind of news title is often used by the media to raise their visitors and viewers count, since that is where their money came from, whether it is traditional news or online news. Therefore, you need to read properly the news and try to understand explicitly what the news entails before jumping into conclusion. To be precise, you need to be critical with everything that you read. Guard and receive, since everyone can read nowadays but doesn't have the capacity to be responsible for what they wrote. After that, always use your logic. A hoax or a fake news usually read based on the exact opinion or subjective point of views. Some imagination could also play part. You need to use your logic to be able to see this. Like let's take an example of how some people believe COVID-19 as a conspiracy just because some influential people in the internet say so. And voila, turn out it's not. It is too late to go back. That is why you need to use your logic and mix what you know with data and scientific journal you found or shared in the internet. Being critical and logical check. No, always try to do confirmation with related institution or party. You can do this by contacting directly the constitution that served the news or follow their social media and check the validity there. professional institutions won't dare to let their journalists share hoax since it reflects on their image. Oh, phew, now we get all that self-hoax prevention covered. How about we start with the practical? If you still have hard time with trying to discern between hoax and real news, I have something that could help you. Apparently, Mavindo, which is essentially a group that tried to fight hoax in Indonesia, created an application called Hoaxbuster tools, which essentially will compare the news that you are reading with countless other news, and their AI will check the accuracy, similarities, and difference between each of them. Simple and practical, eh? But if you don't trust technology, stop ya. Well, joking. But again, if you don't trust technology, you can always visit their site. They always update regularly, checking every news they encounter in the news media and try to discern whether it is real or not manually. You can even request whether the news you are reading is real or not. Now that is all from me. Question? You can always ask away. Without further ado, appreciate the attention. Thank you very much.